Green Bay Packers is where I'm going to start things off. Lucas Van Ness at number 13, so no JSN, no tight end there. Lucas Van Ness at the end of the day. Luke Musgrave, Jaden Reed in the second, Tucker Kraft in the third, Kobe Wooden, the edge rusher from Auburn, in the fourth. QB1, Sean Clifford in the fifth from Penn State, Dontavius Wicks from Virginia, who I know had a lot of fans in the fifth round as well. Carl Brooks as their sixth round steal. Then you get a kicker and a handful of picks that happened after that. Oh, I got to shout out Anthony Johnson Jr. as well, the safety from Iowa State, who they got in the seventh round. I think that was a really nice pick by them. But Connor, what's your grade overall for the Packers here?
Really torn on this draft. I've gone back and forth a lot, and I landed on a B- because I think they got a ton of value in Anthony Johnson Jr. He went at 242. I had him at 138. I think there's a chance that
better player than that.
Yeah, very odd. Maybe there's something we don't know there medical wise, or who knows. But I just thought he's somebody that at a minimum is your third safety. Like third safeties in the NFL don't go at 242. That's wild to me. So that was a great pick. I like Lucas Van Ness' power profile. This was just a roller coaster of a draft. And this is what almost made it more in the C's range. I like Jaden Reed. I did not value Jaden Reed over Marvin Mims, Tank Dell, Jalen Hyatt, Cedric Tillman, Josh Downs, Michael Wilson. I just didn't. I got to be honest here. Like, I think Jaden Reed could be a nice fourth wide receiver and a great return man. And when somebody gets hurt, he steps in as your number 3. But you got to be honest of where the board was. This one surprised me. I'm not a huge Luke Musgrave fan, but they took Tucker Kraft later on, who I liked better than Musgrave, so they kind of canceled out. Colby Wooden is a really interesting player in terms of his versatility as a rusher. The Sean Clifford pick is one of the laughers of the draft, honestly, in my eyes. Like, the fact you thought you had to do this at 149 tells me you did not understand how the quarterbacks would go. I just, like,
right.
I didn't know if Sean Clifford would be a priority UDFA. I honestly thought he would be like the Tim DeMorat, like rookie camp signing. I have to be honest. Like, and it's not just me. Look across I did 300 players. Some people did more. I don't see Sean Clifford. I think I saw our friend John Ledyard tweet that Zerline had him 499 out of the 500 he did. It was just, you can get value at 149. So it's a B- for me because they had so many picks, and they got like Anthony Johnson Jr. and Grant DuBose are good value picks in the 7th round. I really liked that. I had Carrington Valentine, the cornerback out of Kentucky, as a draftable player. Carl Brooks didn't test well, but at 179, like, you take a chance on the film.
Sure.
I like Van Ness. I really like Kraft. Reed's a fine player. I just would have taken a different wide receiver. It's a B-. They are an odd team, but I'm not sitting here surprised at all, besides the Clifford pick. This is exactly what I thought the Packers would do. I actually had Van Ness at 13 to them in my final mock draft for NBC. And I like Van Ness.
Wow.
What did you think?
Little puff of the chest there that you got.
It was one of those, like, I think I'm finally getting the Packers. I was like, it was such a proud moment. I'm like, I think I finally understand them. Although Reed shocked me. I thought they'd go bigger wide receiver.
Yeah. This one's a C for me. Packers grade is a C.
I'm even lower on it. I get it.
Van Ness, overdrafted compared to my board. Musgrave, overdrafted compared to my board. Reed, same thing. Tucker Kraft, same thing. Like, they just overdrafted all of these players, in my opinion. Now, sometimes you need to do that in the draft. Like, you're trying to go get your guy, you're trying to get a little bit aggressive, but they did that all across the board. I don't mind the way that they attack things, and that's why this is a C at worst to me, because I like going edge rusher in the first round, doubling up on tight end. I do like the strategy, get another wide receiver in there, that's fine. But, like, the guys that they picked and when they picked them, I just did not enjoy this draft strategy from the Packers. It's kind of my personal preference of how I saw these guys. I didn't mind how they attacked the draft, but again, the players that they drafted, where they drafted them, for the most part, were reaches versus my board. So
versus a consensus, by the way, not just you, not just me, like versus the world.
Right. So it's just a against the grain kind of a draft. And I don't see the players as similarly as the Packers do. I had Lucas Van Ness in the 30s on my big board. I think although I do like the spot for Lucas Van Ness, he was much lower on my board. So
would you have taken JSN though?
So it's
I would have taken JSN.
It's different because would I have taken JSN? Yes. Would the Packers have taken JSN? Never. So it's hard. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to have those talks. It's hard to even answer that question when I don't think it was ever in the realm of actually happening with the Green Bay Packers. I mean, shoot, I probably would have taken Broderick Jones over Lucas Van Ness. He's higher on my board, depending on what they think about David Bakhtiari and their long-term need to tackle. I might have even taken Broderick Jones in that spot. So just not a draft that I loved.
Didn't love it. I'm very curious to watch Jordan Love this year because I think it's not the easiest situation personally.
Yeah.